The Delahaye 235 is an impressive example of French luxury mixed with power. While Delahayes were pretty advanced in the 1930s, after World War II, Delahayes had become outdated amongst its competitors. Today, we'll take a look at a history of Delahaye and their impressive Delahaye 235. In the 1920s to 50s, if you owned a Delahaye, you were the talk of the town. Designed for royalty and the super rich, owning a Delahaye signified that you had made it in the world. Emile Delahaye started the Delahaye Company in 1894 as he began experimenting with manufacturing cars. After brothers-in-law George Mahon and Leon Delahaye invested in the company in 1898, the company became incorporated. At this time, Delahaye had three car models, the Type 0, Type 1, and Type 2. Type 0 had a single-cylinder engine, while Types 1 and 2 had twin cylinders. All of these engines were rear-mounted and water-cooled. In 1906, Charles Weifenbach took over the company and shifted production focus to commercial vehicles and motorized chassis. 5 years later, Delahaye's chief design engineer Amédée Vallée designed the V6 engine and started placing them in the Delahaye's Type 44 cars. Licensing and exporting of Delahaye cars also began around 1907 before World War I took a toll on the business. However, Weifenbach's prior decision to focus on commercial vehicles would save the company, as truck manufacturing would become essential during and after the war. Delahaye would turn itself around in the 1930s by appealing to a sportier car market. To do this, a new sportier chassis line was developed and a racing department was established. This would be Delahaye's return to racing after initially racing early in its founding. This program would find moderate success throughout its running, including finishing second and third in the 1937 24 Hours of Le Mans. This success, paired with Delahaye's new luxurious sporty look, would allow Delahaye to make a new name for itself, as their Type 134, Type 138, and its most famous Type 135 allowed it to make a new name for itself. World War II once again disrupted Delahaye and never allowed it to get back to its previous levels of success. After the war, Delahaye was exporting many of its cars, but its production numbers were dwindling. The Type 175 was introduced to the market as an attempt to revitalize Delahaye, but its outdated design and reports of suspension failures encouraged buyers to look elsewhere for cars. At this point, the only thing keeping Delahaye afloat was its work with the French Army to develop trucks and jeeps, but even this would end when the French Army found cheaper alternatives. As a last-ditch attempt at revitalization, Delahaye introduced the Type 235 in 1951. While touted as a very special luxury model, only 84 Type 235 chassis would be built through 1954. The issue was essentially that Delahaye could not keep up with the modern innovations that its rivals such as Citroën were implementing on their cars. There were multiple reasons for this. The Type 235 was the successor to the Type 135, which itself was outdated by the 50s. Additionally, the Type 235 chassis was heavy and not incorporating more modern approaches to manufacturing, thus making it more expensive and less powerful than other luxurious alternatives on the market. Ultimately, this would cause Delahaye to seek a merger with Hotchkiss in 1954. After Hotchkiss merged with Brandt briefly after in 1956, the Delahaye brand was no more. Today, multiple Delahaye car clubs exist around the world to appreciate the beauty of these cars. Our 1952 Delahaye 235 was outfitted with Chapron bodywork and is a magnificent example of 1950s French styling. Fitted with a 6-cylinder 3.5-liter engine and Code-Tau electromagnetic transmission, our Type 235 has some pep when going down the road. For more information on our 1952 Delahaye 235, check out the Tampa Bay Automobile Museum online or in person. We have our membership program launching early in 2023 and cannot wait to share the plethora of information we have on these cars with you. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos, and thank you for watching.